Assalamu alaikum, welcome to 9 p.m. English News, pro into live by Rtd Journal, the headlines. Djibouti Bienvenue, the evaluation meeting for the country 2018 to 2022 program documents. And international news, Ethiopia investment, Ethiopia among October 5 great noise in new foreign direct investment reports. That was the headlines, and now welcome to the national news. On the occasion of the Muslim New Year, the head of state, His Excellency Anglais, addressed to the people and guests of the Republic of Djibouti this past wishes for peace, health, prosperity and happiness. The transition from one year to another is a special moment that each one of us is always looking forward to with joy and hope. But many people are informally and deprived, say the President of the Republic. These are all those who are struck by the various hardships of life, such as illness. My first thought and my solidarity are destined for them. Let us pray that the Almighty sends they grant the speedy recovery. Another thought, the soldiers who work for peace and who risk their lives day and night. These are our soldiers approved. I pray the Almighty to bring them safely back to his people. I do not forget the brave soldiers who die in battle. May God receive them in His eternal paradise. In land will be eternally grateful to them for the service rendered to the nation. Still calling for peace, the head of state concluded his message. May the Almighty make the new year in 1049 of the Hijrah a year of peace and prosperity, but also a force of social cohesion to all the Arab and Muslim peoples, but also in difficult security situation and for the whole of the world. And in of course, the conference room of the Office of Diplomatic Study of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has hosted this morning an important meeting of validation of the support program of UN Agency for the quinquennium 2018-2022. The representative of UNDP, Mr. Barbara Menzi, in quality of coordinators of UN agency and representative of the sectoral department, took part in this meeting of work. This meeting was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hassan, and the resident representative of the United Nations Development Programme in the Republic of Djibouti. This document says program countries represented the framework of our cooperation in the next 5 years and declined the strategy of UNDP support to Djibouti. It is this result of a long and close collaboration between the government and development partners presented in Djibouti. This document has been developed to respond to national propriety, such as described in the project Vision 2035 in the framework of a strategy for the accelerated growth and the promotion of implement, or the framework plan of national unity for development. Once they validate the project contained in this document will be executed by the government with the support of UNDP. Several senior officials of the public administrations of the country, representative and of international organizations, the Secretary General of the various ministerial departments participated in this meeting. In his intervention, the senior representative of UNDP in Djibouti, Mr. Barbara Menzi, thanked all the participants for their availability and gave a brief account of the activities carried out by the UNDP to Djibouti to reach a sustainable development. On his side, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hassan, has indicated that UNDP works in close collaboration with the government. He thanked the UN agency for their dynamism and their support. The senior officials at the International Airport of Djibouti received in their local yesterday a delegation of the National Commission for the Fight Against Corruption. The delegation being led by the Director of Investigation and Declaration of Heritage, Mr. Hamza Abdi Aden. The letter has given in the name of the President of the Commission, Mr. Usman Idris Jama, forms of the Declaration of Heritage to the Director General, to the Council Director and Head of the Division of the Airports of Djibouti. The Director of Declaration of Heritage specified that this act aims to collect the declaration of good safe manager and real estate senior manager, as well as the property belonging to their and their minor children. The filing of a statement of heritage duly completed will have to be done within a period of 1 month from the date of receipt. Default date declaring risk a fine ranging from 500,000 to 30 million from Djibouti. The Director General of the airport has congratulated the Commission of this initiative and to express his perfect cooperation in the framework of these activities, which aim to promote good governance. The Director of the Declaration of Heritage, Mr. Abdi Aden, has specified that this act constitutes a major tool in the framework of the fight against corruption by strengthening the transparency and traceability of the public purse. This action will also significantly contribute to the efforts initiated by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Usman Mughali, in the field of good governance. The Office of Djibouti for the Geothermal Development, or DDEG, had launched yesterday at the Sheraton Hotel a workshop entitled The International Partners of the Office and Their Support. This workshop, whose work was completed today, and has been also to inform the international partners on the strategy of the organization and its project, not only on the strategy but also the organization and its project means that it intends to implement with the support of the government. In the course of this the 2 days of work, a presentation of the main supporters of the Office of Djibouti for the Geothermal Development has been done, whether it supports bilateral or multilateral. Finally, this workshop has led to notify each and the other one the ongoing project for the use of the geothermal energy is a reality.
The diesel-powered generators, so it enables the African, it enables us save the, it has greatly enabled us to cut down the cost of power and also save our foreign exchange. This trade of benefits anticipated to keep growing for Kenya and all member states that are supporting the development of geothermal in their territories. So the trade is encouraged, and the Center of Excellence will fast track the.
With respect to the President of the Federation, after having done the state of the balance sheet of the Federation, presented its prospects and then has concluded his remarks by thanking all the people who have contributed in Mindo or by far has the development of capital of Djibouti. And the head secretary of the state has the youth in sports. The 50th Asian Game sport in Rome and of martial arts are held in Ashgabat, the capital of Turkmenistan, since last September 17 and will continue until 27 of this month. The Republic of Djibouti, which has been officially invited to the opening ceremony, which was represented by the ambassador of the Russian Federation, Dr. Mohammed Ali Kamil, the from the 16 nationalities, will be competing for 10 days. The authorities of Turkmenistan have invested in new equipment and have not scamped on ways and means for the proper conduct of these competitions. And the home of the delegation is the opening ceremony of this Asian Game took place in the Olympic Stadium under the patronage of the President of the Turkmenistan, Currently, Mr. Berdi Mohammadov, under the auspices of the Secretariat of State for Youth and Sports, the Egyptian Federation of Archery and FDTA, was a series of young enthusiasts of this sport to make the future champions. The session of initiation for the young people have held in Orsa. These young people were one of the CDC. After Luda and Djibouti City, the Egyptian Federation of Archery to launch a first operation of detection of talent in town of Arta on Tuesday for 18 to Saturday 16 September. The learning sections have saved more than 20 of archery compounds of girls and boys. And the regional news now, Ethiopia has moved a notch in its investment attractiveness according to the latest report by the UN Merchant Bank. The report follows the 2017 world investment. The East African nation registered a 46% rise in FDI in 2016, which was about $3 billion for more investment. Mohammed with more updates.
The investment report has put Ethiopia as one of the top performing African countries in foreign direct investment flow, registering a 46% increase in 2017. Although the author of the report, Jungtak, said foreign direct investment flow to Africa continued to decline, some diversified producers of East Africa registered strong foreign direct investment in 2017, with Ethiopia attracting more inflow than ever before. In doing so, Ethiopia stood out to become one of those from other economies have started investing more in Ethiopia's agro-processing, hotels, and resort, as well as in its manufacturing activities.
And in Uganda now, in Greece, some spate of killing the bodies of at least 20 women have been found. Dumpty women living in Nanzana, a suburb of the capital Kampala, and in Katapi, close to Intibete, 35 miles to the southwest. See similarities in the murders that have hit the Nerpol and whisper of serial killers and drug rituals. More details in this video.
In a series of unresolved murders in Uganda, the 21st body of a woman today has been found in Entebbe near the capital Kampala. A 28-year-old Harriet Natongo, wife of Musimba Ndoa, has gone missing on the night of September the 14th. Her body lay lifeless in Katabi Council Bush, Watiko district, around 30 kilometers from the city center. Police are still trying to figure out the mystery and have linked the killing to ritual murders. Emilian Kayima is the spokesperson of Kampala Metropolitan Police. Members of Parliament stopped work for 2 days to mount pressure on ministers and police over the unresolved murders in 3 districts around Kampala, but the phenomenon is far from over. There is a fear and panic in the central part of the country with alleged report of a serial killer on the loose.
And now the international scene, President Trump wanted the United Nations in a speech Tuesday that the world faces great peril from Iraq regime with powerful weapons and terrorists with spending huge across the globe and called on fellow leaders to join the United States in the fight to defeat what he called loser terrorists, Said Mohammed Hasmar.
Donald Trump has threatened to totally destroy North Korea in a bellicose first address to the United Nations General Assembly, in which he lashed out a litany of U.S. adversaries and called on righteous countries to confront them. The speech was greeted in the UN chamber mostly with silence and occasional outbreaks of disapproving murmurs, as Trump castigated a succession of hostile regimes. As allowed murmurs to spread around the hall, Trump had another barb using his newly adopted epithet for Kim Jong-un. Trump said, "Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime." He said the U.S. was ready, willing and able to take military action, but said hopefully that would be unnecessary if the rest of the world stepped out its effort to constrain the Pyongyang regime. Trump moved on to Iran, claiming that the Islamic Republic has robbed a great people of its destiny. Trump said that Iran nuclear deal signed by the U.S. under the Obama administration with 5 other countries 2 years ago was one of the worst and the most one-sided transaction the United States has ever entered into.
That's it for tonight's news. Thanks for being with us and have a wonderful evening.